Namanda, 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 Namanda.
Ohayo gozaimasu, everybody. Welcome to today's Shotsuki Monthly Memorial and Atomic Bomb Memorial Service. My name is Morgan Hashimoto, and I will be your chairperson for today. Reverend Fujimoto will read the names of those who have passed away in the month of August. Those observing the monthly memorial for loved ones, please come forward and oshoko and offer incense.
Is this better? Now it's better. Okay. So today's our Shotsuki service. It's always special to have our monthly memorial and the families come and remembering people they have lost in their families during this month. So I'll read the names. Please come up and offer incense during that time. Abe Masako, Ando Yoshio, Di Stefano, Ethel Norel, Furuzawa Masatomi, Hashimoto Hiroko, Hashimoto Jimmy, Hashimoto Yasuhiko, Hattori Kazuye, Hedani Kyoko, Hidalgo Janice, Higashi Kazuko, Hirotsuka Infant, Honda Tatsuo, Su Wei, Ikegaki Yoshio, Yamazumi Nobue, Inoue Tomio, Ishii Isamu, Iwahashi Paul K, Kanzaki Kiyoshi, Kataoka Masao, Kawauchi Izumi, Kitashima Roy, Konishi Pat T, Kuga Naoyoshi, Marubayashi Shinogu, Matsubara Taichi, Matsumoto Chiyoko, Michisaki Wakataro, Mitani Kyoko, Miyawaki Takao, Mori Kazuo, Mune Hisataro, Nakamura Hideko, Nagasugi Kunio, Nishida Ichiro, Oba Toji, Oishi Tsugi, Okamoto Virginia T, Saito Yoshio, Sakamoto Tsuneji, Shibata Yoshio, Shimada Kazuo, Shirai Akira, Shiraishi Ushitaro, Sugino Maki, Sugiyama Kimiko, Takahashi Takashi, Takao Mitsue, Takara Isamu, Takeda Mildred, Takeda Shizu, Tamura Mana, 寺を裏土屋宮野鶴本松太郎内山ふい魚正一牛島ジェームズ K 和田光恵山下富江山下古山下春野山下正雄山下正一山下俊夫柳和友頼次一These are the Shotsuki names for the month of August. If there are additions or corrections, please notify the office. Thank you.
Thank you. We will now have the Sambujo on pages 24 and 25, followed by the reading of the Hyo Byakumon.
Gobyakumon. Today, on this occasion of the Shotsuki service for the month of August, members of our temple families have reverently come before Amida Buddha in memory of their beloved. With deepest reverence and thankfulness for the all-embracing wisdom and compassion of Amida, we reaffirm the three homages. Namu Amida Butsu, Namu Amida Ho, Namu Amida So. I go to the Buddha for guidance. I go to the Dharma for guidance. I go to the Sangha for guidance. Please repeat the Nembutsu. Namu Amida Butsu. Namu Amida Butsu. Namu Amida Butsu. Namanda, Namanda.
Now we will have Sutra Chanting, Amida Kyo on page 103.
Amida Kyo, Yosera Niji Bunzai, Sare Kokuri Jukiko, Toku On Yodai Nikushu, Senni Yakugo Juniku, Kaise Dayarakan, Shushoji Shiki Choro, Shari Ho Maka, Mokende Maka Kasho, Maka Kasende, Maka Kuchida Rihata, Shuri Handa Gananda, Ananda Ragora, Tomon Hadai Binzuru, Arada Karu, Nari Maka Kohina, Akura Anuruda, Yose Dosho Dai Deshi, Dosho Mosa Makasa, Monju Shini Oji, Aika Mosa Kenda, Kadai Mosa Josho Jin Mosa Yonyo Zeto, Shodai Mosa Gyushaku Dai Kan, Into Munyo Shoten, Dai Shuku Nichi Bungo, Shoro Shari Ho Juze, Sai Ho Kajuma Nokundo, Usekai no Matsugoku Rakugo, Nobu Mungo Amida, Gongenzai Seppo Shari, Mohi no Gako Noi, Okuraku Gokoku Shujo, Ushuku Tanju, Shoraku Komyo, Kokuraku Ushari Ho, Kokura Kokudo, Shikiju Ranju, Shikiju Ramo, Shikiju Goju, Kaise Shiho, Shuso Hinyo Neko, Ikoku Myo Matsugoku Raku, Shari Ho, Kokura Kokudo, Ushin Pochi Aku Tokusui, Yuman Gochu Chikai Junni, Konsha Fuji Shien Kaino, Konkon Ruri Ari Gojo, Jouro Kaku Yaku Ikongon, Ruri Ari Shako, Shakushube no Rigon, Shikishi Shichurenke, Dainyo Sharin Shoshiki Shoko,
公式陽光着式釈光略式白光微妙高血シャリ法国乱国土上中行政空毒将軍武者理法異部国土調査見学黄金一昼夜六時二ウマンダラケ広告出張上位昇誕学位英国上中病系空行他法十万六分即位直地伝統本国門直教業シャリ法国ら国土上重量税空徳将軍物資シャリ法非国上部集中奇妙雑式市長百国弱法務シャリ下領民が無名市長税所州庁長や六時水曜万ド高本年書高根合力死亡大文発祥道文行政情報行動修上門税音に外出年物年功年損シャリ法上物議市長実税財法証書上位者が義務国土物産幕主シャリ法公部国土商務産幕同士名他教実税商中長改正阿弥陀仏力量黄金全部園芸調査シャリ法非部国土利不水道情報合中有法乱を水味妙本微妙百戦中学論地草門税門社会人年上年物年法年相指針シャリ法大部国土上重行税空毒証文
Please stand for the Gatha Namu Amida Butsu one in the white book on page 96, and then remain standing for the reading of the three treasures on page 8 in the purple book.
Please switch books, page 8. Three treasures, number 1. Hard is it to be born into human life. Now we are living it. Difficult is it to hear the teachings of the Blessed One. Now we hear it. If we do not realize the truth in this life, when will it be realized? Let us reverently take refuge in the three treasures of the truth. I take refuge in the Buddha. May we absorb ourselves in the principle of the way to enlightenment and awaken in ourselves the supreme will. I take refuge in the Dharma. May we be submerged in the depths of the doctrine and gain wisdom as deep as the ocean. I take refuge in the Sangha. May we live in harmony in the great assembly as disciples of Buddha and be freed from all hindrances, becoming units of true accord in the life of harmony, in a spirit of universal oneness, freed from the bondage of selfishness. Even through myriad ages of kalpas, hard is it to hear such an excellent, profound, and wonderful doctrine. Now we are able to hear and receive it. Let us thoroughly understand the true meaning of Tathagata's teachings. Namu Amida Butsu. Namu Amida Butsu. Namu Amida Butsu. Namanda. Namanda. Please be seated.
Reverend Fujimoto will now give us a Dharma talk.
Okay, good morning again. Today we are able to also have this as our atomic bomb memorial. Next week we'll have the actual days, and this year will be the 80th anniversary of our the dropping of the bombs in Hiroshima and Nagasaki. So the United States detonated 2 atomic bombs over the Japanese cities of Hiroshima and Nagasaki on August 6th and 9th. And each time at this year, we're able to remember this, and recognize. It's a good meditation for us to realize the devastation that occurred and affected, damaged a lot of our families, and maybe gave notice to the whole world of such a destruction that can occur by these bombs that we have made. Okay. So today, I've shared a story before. There's a place when I was in the Northwest District in Ontario, Oregon. We would go to other areas in the Northwest, and we would go through this area called the Tri-Cities, and there would be Richland, what are the other two? Kennewick and Pasco, something like that, yeah. Those 3 cities kind of clustered together. Before the war, Richland was just more like a village, like a small community, not even 1,000 people. And so to work towards solutions in dealing with the war, the United States government decided to make a plant there in Richland, and invited people, families to go there to have these jobs that would create one of the atomic bombs. Okay, so because of the business, the factory of having this nuclear power plant there, it grew and grew and thrived, and the families there, wasn't like it was big news, kind of clandestine and quietly working, but knowing that it is for the benefit of the United States, trying to keep this country safe. And so it was something special, something important. Their job had meaning. And so they grew up through this, and they were very happy to have a job, to be able to raise their families. The community grew and grew, and schools emerged, stores emerged, and it became a very bustling town. Okay, and so through this became the symbol of the community. Okay, so I have these pictures. Hopefully, I can bring them up. So Richland, like the high school, they have a gym in the high school, and outside, when you walk up to the gym, there's the logo for the school is a big R for Richland and an atomic bomb cloud behind it, right? So, and now we think, how can they have such a thing, right? But they were very proud of that. It's supposed to work, Howard. Yeah. Got it. Okay, Howard will work on that part, and I'll work on this part, okay? So Richland High School, and you walk up to it, and this is the logo that they have, and it's been there for so many years now, right? And one of their saying is, "Be proud of the cloud," okay? And so they didn't think too much of it. This was their identity. Yeah, I should be able to. So off to the side, there's children sitting there, and on the left side of the building, there's the cloud and the Richland. And there's another R. See the R with the cloud behind it. Okay, so they're very proud of this, that they have. Okay, let me get to this in a bit. Can I enlarge that? So a few years ago, maybe 5 years ago now, Richland High School had a student come and stay there. A visitor stayed and spent 1 year at the Richland High School, and she's from Japan, right? And her name was Nonoko Koga, and she didn't really think of it too much. Maybe she was a sophomore in high school, and she came, and everyone wears these hoodies with the cloud and R and the cloud, right? So she just wanted to fit in, so she bought herself a sweatshirt and had this logo, and just making friends, and practicing her English and trying to be part of the community, talking to the other students and getting to know them, telling them about her background and all of these things. So just a natural process. But as she was at school, after a month or two, one of the teachers asked her, "Do you know what makes this cloud?" And she didn't know. She didn't really think about it. So this is from the people and the buildings that were destroyed from the atomic bomb. And just, it really hit her, right? So tears start coming to her eyes, that she's a little bit embarrassed that she didn't realize what this symbol was, right? And so she's thinking about this. And in Japan, every year they have a peace day, and from when you're very young, you are reminded and remember what happened with the atomic bomb. So finally it hit her, and she's thinking about it and talking to her teachers and other students about it. And so she was finally, towards the end of her stay, her think it was a history teacher that encouraged her. Maybe we could present it to the school. They have like a radio program and things like that. So she wanted to present her perspective. And at the same time, she was so grateful to be hosted there, making many friends, and like a life-changing trip for her to come to America, spend a whole year, and to get to know these people that will become, friends for probably her whole life. And so she was going through all these things and reading a little bit more, studying a little bit more, and she reflecting on her own family and what had happened. Hiroshima was bombed, and 3 days later, Nagasaki was bombed. And at first, Fukuoka was the second target. But it was too cloudy, and they called it off and bombed Nagasaki. Okay, so Nonoka's grandparents lived in Fukuoka. So at the end of her talk, she says, "I'm here today because it was a cloudy day." Her grandparents would have been killed and would have been gone. She would not even have been born. But just because the clouds were changed the direction, changed, the target of that day, they moved it over to Nagasaki. So for her to realize this, for her to be able to share this and express this, right? Kind of just shows that there are so many other things, smaller stories. When she did her presentation, a lot of people were upset a bit. They thought, well, because of the bombs, the war was cut short. And you hear this so many times, right? And that may be true, right? And at the same time, there's so many families and situations, and in her case, she wouldn't even be alive if this had not happened. So there were students there listening to her story, feeling more compassionate, more understanding, more awareness of what happens, the individual stories, that how people are affected. So this is very, very powerful. So they would sit, do we want to change our school mascot? So it becomes a discussion. Well, we've had it for so long, this is our identity. Be proud of the cloud, right? But what are we teaching? What are we saying, really? And so back and forth, and each person is going through this. Some people rather not change. Some people see it's very important to change, right? And so these kind of discussions became part of their community even after she left, right? So now, just last year, we had that movie Oppenheimer, talking about the bomb and how the creation, and I don't know, someone was talking about, one famous white man who they portray in this movie, And there's another movie that was being made at the same time called Richland, and this lady just happened to go through that area and learn what Richland was about, and maybe heard some of these stories, maybe heard about Nonoka's presentation and things like this. And so she had created, I have not seen, but created a film about Richland, and some of the high school scenes are probably part of the movie, and one of them, and so there's also an artist in Japan, and let's see, let me find the name. The name of the artist, I think she made these when she was in Japan, Yukio Kawano. So this is a image of the bomb that was dropped on Hiroshima, and it's made with grandmother's kimono, dyed, and it looks real stark, right? But it also kind of looks like a obon lantern, right? Chochin lantern, but it's 6 feet tall. It's a big thing, okay? Let's see, it's made kimono, bamboo, ash, hair, And so all these things, and there's kanji poems written by Basho on here, and this is her statement, this person, artist statement. So this is, I believe this picture is in Japan, and because they made the film Richland, the filmmaker invited her to bring another. She also made another sculpture of the second bomb that was made in Richland. Let's see. Let me find a different one. Nope. Okay. Well, this is one of them. The lady looks like Obake in front there. But the size of the bomb, this is those Fat Man and Little Boy were the names of the two bombs that were. So this is the one that was placed in that Richland area. It's kind of desolate area. So for them to bring this sculpture and to hang it, present it out there, in that setting in Richland, I think it's very powerful. Again, huge, maybe 5-6 feet, and then hanging, 10 feet up in the air, made of paper, bamboo, probably swaying in the wind like our obon lanterns do, right? So it's not like something that's so beautiful, right? But it's so stark and makes it very poignant statement that the artist was trying to do. So this is brought up in the movie, and she's touching upon how everyone is impacted, okay? Not just is it good or bad, was it right or wrong, and things like that. We try to simplify it, but there's so much more, so many more layers to it all that it's difficult, okay? Very difficult to leave it in such a melted down into something. So through this artwork by Miss Kawano, I understand she lives in Portland now, but I'm pretty sure the sculptures themselves are maybe even made 10 years ago and were originally in Japan. So here at our temple, we always say, recite the Nembutsu. We're not out protesting wars and things like this. Not all of us, maybe some of us, but, and this is our own personal statements that we make. But here we are taught that the Nembutsu, when we recite Namu Amida Butsu, we receive this, and it's Amida's wish and hope to alleviate suffering of all beings everywhere. Okay, and we each receive this compassion. This is why we are alive today. Compassion means Nonoko's grandparents lived their lives. Okay, compassion means we have this air to breathe, water to drink. All these things are extensions of compassion that allow us to live. Okay, so we receive all this compassion, and then we extend this compassion to all beings throughout our lives in whatever we do. Okay, so as we come to recognize compassion received, supporting, nurturing, sustaining our lives, we develop this awareness, this appreciation of the Nembutsu path. What does Namu Amida Butsu mean? And this wisdom and compassion unfolding and embracing us, embracing me, embracing each of us. And we come to see the Dharma as a source of peace, infinite wisdom, infinite compassion becomes available to all beings, not just to those people, right? All beings throughout the universe, throughout history, throughout time. And so this is the essence of our teachings. Infinite wisdom, infinite compassion, reaching out, making itself known and felt everywhere. Okay. So this wisdom and compassion moving is the form and the function of Amida. Okay? And when we recognize this recognition is what we're calling Shinjin, awakened awareness. And when we say Namu Amida Butsu, our voice joins that of Amida, joins infinite wisdom and compassion, reaching out, making itself known and felt everywhere. Right? So here, we're not asking for a different world or a better world. We're not screaming for peace in this self-righteous voice. Peace is here, but we don't always see it. Compassion moves and flows infinitely. It's always moving and flowing. And when it is received, awareness is received, recognized, appreciated, then naturally it joins in to the movement of wisdom, compassion, moving throughout the universe. Right. So individually, each person comes to become aware of that through this Nembutsu path, through coming to know what does Amida mean, what does the Nembutsu intone. Okay. My voice joining the voice of the infinite. Please join me in Gassho. In reflecting on the ocean of great Shinjin, I realize that there is no discrimination between noble, humble, black-robed monks, white-clothed laity, no differentiation between man and woman, old and young, black, brown, yellow, white, no differentiation. We all are able to receive the infinite wisdom and compassion. Namu Amida Butsu. Namu Amida Butsu. Namu Amida Butsu. Namu Amida. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Reverend Dennis, for your message. Please stand for the Gatha We Are One on page 150 to 152 in the White Book.
Listen to Amida's teachings. Listen with your
Okay, thank you to all of those who helped with the altar preparations and with the service, Reverend Dennis. For YouTube, Brian put that together. The altar flowers, that was Jane, and our organist, Lenny. And then thank you to everyone who brought refreshments for today's service. If there are any newcomers or visitors today, would you mind standing up and introducing yourselves? We just want to welcome you and thank you for joining us today. Yeah, go. Hello. Thank you so much. Welcome. Okay, so now we have announcements. So for next Sunday, which is August 10th, that's the Shotsuki Bishop's Memorial. This is the service to acknowledge the lives and efforts of the past bishops of the Buddhist churches of America. And it's also the Renyo Shonin Memorial and Birthday Sunday. So that's next Sunday. There's going to be no services August 17th and August 24th. And additionally, there's no service August 31st through September 5th. And then the last announcement I have is that this upcoming Friday, August 8th, is the last drop-off day for Abwa Clothing Drive from 11 to 4. Any other announcements?
Yeah, as part of this service, the last few years we have been going out to the front gate on Pacific and hanging cranes on the gate, and we'll have an incense offering over there. So before you start eating, we're going that way. Okay? So yeah, we'll do this right after service.
Okay, great. We'll do that right now. So thank you for attending this morning's service, and you can come up in Oshoko, and then we'll head out to the front gate. Thank you.